For my 10 Little Indians theme project, I picked the theme Truth Behind Relationships from the story Do You Know Where I Am? In this quote and in this picture, this man and this woman are in love, and that's how Sharon and David were at the beginning of their relationship. This is usually how relationships do start out, but that's not always the case in the long term of each relationship. In this quote and in this picture, this man and woman seem to not be talking to each other, and this is what happens when David tells a little white lie about the cat to the old couple, and Sharon does get mad at him, and Sharon did not speak to him for a long amount of time. This is a truth behind a relationship because not every relationship is going to be perfect, and everything will come down, but eventually they will forgive. In this quote and in this picture, this girl is yelling at this man, and Sharon does say that David is a liar and she yells at him, but she also says she's going to marry him. So that is a truth behind a relationship, as the theme states, because you are going to be mad at your partner, but that doesn't mean you will stop loving them. And that's what Sharon is trying to say to David. In this quote and in this picture, this woman is telling a story to her friends with her husband next to her, and this is what Sharon does to her friends. She tells the story of the cat about David to her friends and her family, and she makes it into a very funny story, even though it was somewhat hurtful to David. It just shows how a little white lie can go so far in a relationship, and it can come out as something so funny, and that's the truth behind it, that this little white lie can become something so funny to a couple in the long run. In this quote and in this picture, this man is clearly hiding something from his girlfriend or his wife, and that's what David states, how him and Sharon have kept secrets from each other throughout their relationship, and that's going to happen in a relationship. That's the truth behind a relationship, that there are secrets that are going to be kept from one another, and not everything is going to be told to one another. In this quote and in this picture, this man is yelling at this woman, and this is basically how David felt when he found out that Sharon had an affair with another man, and he was just saying how all of his emotions were building up inside of him and how he wanted to hurt her and wanted to get revenge on Sharon, but he didn't, because he does love her. And that's the truth behind a relationship, that you are going to get so mad at your partner sometimes that you will want to hit them and beat them, but in reality you really will not, because you do love them. In this picture and in this quote, this man is comforting this woman, and I feel like this is portrayed in the story because Sharon does say how she did lie to David about her affair and where she was, and she was admitting to what she did wrong. And the truth is that you are going to admit when you do something wrong, whether it be so far in the future, so early, that you will admit to your partner that you did something wrong, and it's okay that you do something wrong in a relationship, and that's just the truth behind it. And this is what Sharon did to David. She admitted herself to him. In this quote and in this picture, this family is having a wonderful time watching TV, and they're laughing, obviously having a good time. And this is what David and Sharon did when they found out about the affair. They gathered their children and they kind of forgot about it. And they just spent time with their children. And once their children went to bed, David and Sharon did, talk about what they were going to do to rebuild their marriage. And the truth behind it is that there's going to be obstacles in your relationship, and you have two options that you choose. You either rebuild it or you let it go. And in this case, Sharon and David did decide to rebuild their marriage. And that's just the truth behind it, that if you do love someone in a relationship, you will overcome the obstacles that a relationship gives you. In this quote and in this picture, this family is having lunch together and they're having a good time. And this is what Sharon and David did with their son every Sunday night. And they really needed those memories with him and their children. And this is a part of the theme because the truth is that every family does want to come together and spend time with their family, whether it be on holidays, a tradition. And this is what Sharon and David did. And through the obstacle, it came out as something so much better. And they are with their children and having a great time. In this quote and in this picture, Sharon is dying and David is saying goodbye to her on her deathbed. And the quotes are just saying how Sharon is dying and how David would do anything he could to fight back time to get her back and be this young, happy couple again. And Sharon calls him a liar and they laugh about it. And David admits that he has never lied since that little white lie that happened so long ago. And I feel like this is just the truth behind a relationship is that no matter how mad you are at your significant other, the last moments with them do become more special and you forget about everything and you make it so much more special. And here are my references to the story and all the pictures. So, yeah, my theme was truth behind relationships, and it was just me describing how Sharon and David's relationship had obstacles, but they did overcome them in the end.